What's one thing about modern football that annoys you guys? I'm gonna start. For me, it's the death of the group of death. And you remember in 2014 when we had that crazy World Cup group that had Spain, Netherlands, Chile, Australia, and how every game in that group was like fun, that you wanted to watch it because the storyline was cool. Now we don't have that anymore, and the reason's obvious. The World Cup expanded, the Champions League expanded, the Champions League got rid of the group stage. But I think that makes the group phase of those tournaments really boring. Now, don't get me wrong, I still love the Champions League, I still love the World Cup. But like the Champions League this year, for example, I don't really care what's going on in the group phase or the league phase until I guess the last couple of games when you're thinking, okay, who's going to get in, who's not going to get in, who's going to be in the playoffs. And with the World Cup, there's no group of death. There's no 2014 kind of group. I guess maybe you could argue that Group I is maybe a little bit difficult because France are in there with Norway, Senegal, so maybe. But at the same time, I'm not tuning into that because the storylines are cool. But this might be a problem for these tournaments just because I don't know whether anybody cares about the league phase anymore. I don't know if it's just me because back in the day, I don't want to say back in the day, it wasn't that long ago, but you tune into the Champions League every week because there was something interesting. Maybe a team had a really easy group like Bayern or Real Madrid and you wanted to see just how high their goal difference could go or how many games they were going to win if maybe they're going to win all six. Or maybe you'd get a group like 2015 when Liverpool were in there with Real Madrid and Basel and I don't remember, I think Ludogorets or something like that. And you really, really wanted to see if Liverpool were going to claw back the bad performances they had, and they ultimately didn't. Every week that group was really entertaining. And I guess that's the problem, right? Is that now there's not really much entertainment because in the World Cup now you know who's going to go through. Maybe there'll be a shock, but it won't be like a group of death kind of shock where you really don't know what's going to happen. And in the Champions League, the teams that are good, they have so many more opportunities now to win games because there are more games, which means there's more opportunity for them to just, regress to their mean, that you just know who's going to go through. And even if they don't go through automatically, they'll probably win their playoff game. Even then, the playoffs are only fun if there's a crazy matchup, which, at that point, you're just leaving it in the hands of God. So I don't know. I guess for me, that's the thing in football right now that I find the most, I don't want to say annoying because I still like it. Like I still enjoy the competitions, but I feel like we lost something, right? That 2014 group really, really did something to me. I really like the group stage in that tournament. But yeah, you guys let me know what you think in the comments. What is the one thing about football right now that annoys you the most? The thing that you're like, damn, I wish we had that back, or I wish we had that in general. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention that I actually wrote an article about this, so go have a look.